The moment I remember most from that year wasn't dramatic. It was small. We were in one of those routine office meetings where nothing meaningful usually happens. Quarterly updates, coffee in paper cups, people half listening while checking emails. Our boss, Richard, stood at the front of the room with a stack of small envelopes. "Before we finish," he said, "I just want to thank a few people for their hard work lately." He started handing them out. When he reached my desk, he gave a quick smile and placed an envelope in front of me. "Thanks for the late nights," he said. Inside was a $25 Starbucks gift card. The room gave a polite little round of applause. I nodded, said thanks, and slid the card back into the envelope. 2 minutes later, Richard cleared his throat again. "And one more thing," he said. "I'd like everyone to welcome our newest team member, my nephew Kevin." A tall guy near the back stood up. Fresh suit, confident smile. The kind of confidence that comes from knowing you already belong somewhere. Richard looked proud. "We're bringing Kevin in at a leadership level," he continued. "And we've given him a signing bonus to get started." Someone asked casually, "How much?" Richard didn't hesitate. 12,000. A few people whistled. Someone clapped louder this time. I sat there with the small envelope still in my hand. It wasn't anger I felt. Just a quiet recognition of how things worked in that office. I'd been there 6 years. Long nights fixing problems no one else wanted to deal with. Finishing projects that had quietly gone off track, making sure things ran smoothly without needing attention. The kind of work people rely on but rarely notice. Recognition, when it came, usually looked like that Starbucks card. I dropped it into my desk drawer later that afternoon and forgot about it. Or at least, I thought I did. Outside the office, my life looked a little different. For 3 years I'd been working on something in the evenings. A small engineering improvement to a manufacturing process our industry used. It started mostly as curiosity. The system always seemed inefficient to me, and I wanted to see if it could be done better. Eventually that curiosity turned into patent paperwork. The process took time, lawyers, filings, revisions. It moved slowly enough that it never felt real. Just something that might matter someday, or might not. The morning everything changed felt completely ordinary. I was making coffee when an email notification popped up on my phone. It was from the licensing firm handling the patent. I opened it expecting another routine update. Instead I saw a number, was an 800,000. A large engineering company had purchased the rights to the patent outright. I read the email 3 times because I assumed I had misunderstood something. But the number didn't change. For a long time I just sat at the kitchen table holding my phone. I didn't feel excitement right away. Mostly disbelief. What surprised me more was the strange sense of distance that followed. That same morning I still went to work. Answered emails. Attended meetings. Listened while Kevin confidently suggested ideas people had already proposed weeks earlier. No one knew anything had changed. In my desk drawer, the Starbucks card was still sitting there unopened. About 2 weeks later, the office atmosphere shifted. At first it was just quiet rumors. Finance people whispering near conference rooms. Lawyers visiting more often. Then government investigators arrived. Apparently several company contracts had been routed through a consulting firm connected to Richard. Payments had moved in ways that raised serious questions. One afternoon, 2 investigators walked straight into Richard's office. Everyone saw it happen. They stayed inside with him for nearly an hour. When the door finally opened, Richard walked out with them. He didn't say anything to anyone. Authority doesn't need to raise its voice. Sometimes it just enters a room and everything changes. The next morning my phone looked strange. 94 missed calls, almost all from Richard. The voicemails started formal, asking to talk, saying he needed help understanding something technical. Later messages sounded more urgent, almost desperate. I didn't call back. Instead, I sat at my kitchen table again, thinking about how important his approval had once felt. Later that week, I went into the office to pack my things. When I opened my desk drawer, the Starbucks card was still there. I picked it up and slipped it into my pocket, not out of resentment, just as a quiet reminder. Sometimes the difference between how people value you and what you're actually worth only becomes clear much later.